Okay, test, volume check. Let's get this show on the road. Okay. Yeah. I was looking at the charts. I was looking at this high here on the higher time frame at 492. We just tapped that. This whole move up, look at the 4 hour, just been pretty one directional with very little retracement. Look at the 4 hour candles. Every 4 hour candle has been bullish except one, which is a consolidation candle. And now that we took out that high, also look at the weekly here. This strong weekly fair value gap, which we opened up like 0.37. Now we're like 500 points above. I'm not sure how much we have up here. I think we're gonna give and move maybe one more leg through this high to 500, 600, and then really come back down for some consolidations here. We haven't seen that yet, so that's why I've been pretty bullish throughout the whole session. Even this low here was not taken. We SMT'd with the ES, I'm pretty sure was no. This was actually not taken either on ES. I remember now. So it is a little bit tricky with how strong price action is moving. We've just been looking for long setups, essentially all the way up. And I think that's what we're going to do until it breaks here. See a 15-minute breaker, which I marked. Mark the same thing on the ES too. I think this would be probably where the area of interest would be for me to really look at shorts. If that 15-minute breaker fails, then I'll pretty much look for downside, look for the next low, and really everything to fill down here. So until then, we're sitting pretty here. Let me see. I think I submitted my first, or not my first, but like, there's some information I found for Take Profit Trader, which I'm gonna make a big thread on. I kind of talked about it, but it's actually it's really good so far if it's all true. I asked my live manager about it. To sum it down, basically, I have like about $2,500 on each my Pro account, Pro Plus, which is live. I can withdraw the whole thing and still have a good amount drawdown. And it's kind of interesting, like, why does it do that? I would think if you withdraw, you will keep it. So like, I'll show one of them. This is what it looks like. This is what I mean. So this is a Take Profit live account. I withdrew $2,500 and it goes back to starting balance and I still have the account. I would think the trailing moves, but I guess not. There's just a lot of info that I'm actually liking Take Profit a lot more now. We have somewhat of a breaker structure coming up here with this displacement, so we really played for these lows here. I wish some of these lows got swept more. I'd be more confident, but I'll likely look at the last swing point, and this would be the breaker here, which got validation on this closure up, and then this happened not where we started the stream though, so it's kind of out of our trading time. If I started like around 12:50, I think we would take this trade, put our stop under the breaker. And that would have been a play there. I'll just mark it anyways. Marking at the open all the way to the wick high. That's how I mark my breakers. I'm really pushing. It's just so bullish that I don't really want to look at any other direction. But yeah, I just got on. I traded Asia last night, which we can go over in a little bit once more people get on. Didn't take any other trades since. Been skipping AM, as you guys know. All right, let me just get set up here. Really pushing right now. Was anyone able to get that unicorn there? That's also the downside about my trading, like specific time. I only want to show up for a certain amount of time each day. And sometimes the trade delivery happens right before. So let's say like you're trading like let's say I don't know like AM and you want to trade like not the opening but let's say 9:50 and beyond that, and then a move happens at 9:35, 9:36. You won't be able to get that move essentially. Is unicorn a breaker and a fair value gap within the breaker? Yes, that's basically what it is. You basically have two premium arrays supporting price action there. So if you're using a support, it would have to respect that breaker nested inside the fair value gap. That fair value gap for me inside the breaker just helps me refine the entry. So instead of me, like let's say, if I were to long this with the breaker validation on this candle here, I wouldn't need to enter on the breaker high. I would start looking at the fair value gap instead, likely like somewhere at the OB here. And that would be my entry nested together. And then I'm able to just do a stop under the low, about 11 points. And this would have been RE2R. This is like kind of a bread and butter setup that we take very often. We actually took the same, basically the same trade Asia. But let me just get ready here, see what else we have. They're just so bullish here. I can't really see a case for the downside right now. And I think that setup should have been our call to go for longs, unfortunately. You can see somewhat of a chasing delivery happened here on the series of down close candle here too. So this will start the move here, and they respected this 1 minute here. It's kind of tape reading now. And then we got a displacement through this, just consolidate a little bit, displacement through this, value the breaker with the fair value gap displacement, and now we're going for like high or likely to the next high here. So I'm still pretty bullish here. I'm just not going to be interested in buying the move up right now. This was also the same thing, like 5 minute chain state delivery here. You just want to see that be flipped with the scan closure, and then we're tap back inside at 447. This is the same thing that aligns with the breaker. That makes it even more valid that this was a good play here. Do we have to wait for the closure on ES? Yeah, I mean, we're already kind of very bullish on every time frame. This is just showing that we could possibly, if this is bearish on ES, we would get a closure under these series of down close candle. We didn't do that, and we just have a 15-minute gap that likely is going to run through. So it's not very much of a bearish signature there. But if you guys want to look at the Asia trade now that more people showed up, I think I still have it saved here. Okay, yeah. So this is a trade here. We have a lot of Asia liquidity down here. We swept it at the 8 p.m. candle, 8:15 here, and then immediately ran back up. I mean, you could have taken an inversion. I'd rather wait for validation here because I'm already looking for longs because we're bullish in every time frame, and I just want to see it sweep the internals. which is just how you trade Asia. You really want to see, if you're bullish, you want to see one side get swept and validated for the following side. And this is what we had. We had validation right at the closure. We created 1 minute fair value gap, which is a unicorn, and I just entered right at the change to dealer. I think I entered actually the candle underneath it, but it's just like around there. I put my stop, either a closure under the breaker or the wick low. I think that's what I did. So like about 6-7 point stop, and we went for Asia highs, which it did go beyond that a little bit, but you know, this is Asia here. At that time, Asia was having like a 30-point range, even like doing like a 20-point move here. That's more than 60% of the range there. So that's a very good example of how I trade Asia. Really, you just anticipate. I asked in the Discord, but can you go over why again the stop was under the wick rather than under the breaker? Because if you do it under the breaker, it'll be like a 3-point stop and it'll be meaningless. So like let's say you want to do it under the breaker, would this be even considerable here on an NQ 2.5 points? That would be very disgusting. I would rather at least put it at the swing low, because that was the low here that that, or actually maybe even this low here would make sense. Either one really, because we already made that established low and then we swept it and then validated back up. It'll be really weak for bulls to really come back at that previous low once we already swept it. So that left it as like a protected low for me. And still very tight stop. I mean, like 7 points, 6 points. That was plenty for me. And we were consolidating for like 20 minutes and we were just holding through. And I'm like, I'm going to just take the hit and take like a 140. I think it was 140 with 7 points loss, or going for the Asia highs. The future desk prop firm is going to take over. They're good, but I think I would like more scalability for them, to be honest. Okay, let's see here. This guy said, my monthly with Dodgy is about to renew. Please give me a sales pitch on why to leave his Discord and join yours. I'm not here to steal people's members. Just think about, like, were you able to learn from his group? And like I think he does live stream daily, which is good. If you're able to learn, if he marks it out, if he trades with you, then I mean it's not bad as he like learn from multiple mentors. And you don't even need to join my group. I still have the free streams, which we're gonna continue for I don't know how long. As long as we're having fun, that is what I say. We're gonna keep on going. So yeah, this is a missed opportunity here. I like this. I like this, but I'm still pretty bullish. Do I have my buy? Okay, I need to fix my bias here. I think we're bullish. I'm gonna leave the high time frame neutral, because I feel like that's kind of what it is right now until we do get a really strong closure over. The 4 hour is still bullish. I agree with that, but anything on the daily could be bullish too, but the weekly is still bearish. So I'm gonna keep that high time frame just a little bit neutral. Everything else is looking pretty bullish here, even the low time frame. So that just tells me that I'm still having to look for longs until we see a failure here. Desi alerted whenever this AM. Yeah, dude, that's the best part because if I don't trade AM, I have a partner who does trade AM, so that just makes our group even better because I'm trading Asia, he trades AM, I trade PM, and now he used to trade London, but it's just kind of hard with daylight savings because now like I don't know. I think Desi's also going to be trading Asia with me soon. We're gonna work that out, and it might be a stream schedule too. I don't think we take anything here yet. This I like this retrace though, but it's kind of difficult where you want to see prices heading here. So far, the 5-minute is respecting too. You see the chain stay delivery, and you see more of a good price leg here. I'll even draw like a 5-minute breaker, let's say. And like this area, but if we do get a closure under this breaker low, we'll also invalidate the chain stay delivery. And a closure under 440 on the 5-minute would also likely even invalidate the 1 here. So this is kind of like the last stand for bulls where I want to see a hold. We're going to see more choppiness. What are your stats in Asia this month? I swear to God, it seems absurd, but like if you were actually with me in the Discord session, we're like hitting. I'm just gonna go conservative and say 90% because I feel like it's like 100%, but I don't know if we had a red Asia day. That's the thing. So I don't know. Maybe you guys ask the members. I don't really keep track of stats. I just post the recaps. I mean, the thing is that you can just backtest it because we have every alert logged and we can't delete it because it's through the bot. So every alert that I sent out for Asia for the last, I think we started Asia this month actually. So it's like 15 sessions probably now. You can just go through it and you'll see what it's about. Hey, I think 100%. Yeah, I want to say 100%, but I feel like I don't even know. Like people don't believe 100%. People might believe 90. People even can't even believe that I trade Asia. They're like, that's impossible. You can trade Asia so accurate. It's like, it's just what happens when you study it. Just like the PM session, right? Some people think like PM session, you can't trade. But like, what if I quit AM and focus all my time and effort studying PM? Would that make me a PM trader? That's where like, you know, my focus is shift. And we're studying this. That's kind of what it's about. Yeah, so I want to leave a last stand on ES2 since this got wicked higher, closed lower, and we flipped this 15-minute. I'm looking for these lows here. I think playing longs earlier would have been good. We're just gonna have to wait for the next setup here. Overall, though, I still think we're gonna retrace for higher. It's gonna likely get a tap back in for another leg up. But like my biggest tip for Asia for someone who's been like trying to learn it for the last, I don't know, like I've been trading Asia for 7-8 months. Similar, like Lanto taught me a lot of tricks. And once you're studying it, once you see how he trades and how I learning it, I started like, you know, like let's say I'm gonna trade in Discord too, and I started this month, but I have like a lot of experience trading Asia already. And you just try to give all the commentary you can because you're predicting like, is it going to go for the Asia highs? Is it going for the lows? This is interesting. This is so aggressive. I'm not just gonna cash this here. I prefer this long here, but now that we did a big move up and start flip, I need to see the next 15-minute close. Next 15-minute or 5. The 5 also is important here. Ideally, that 15-minute would be the telling here. Because if we get a strong 15-minute close, any retrace is going to be for sells for the swing low here. So that's kind of what I'm looking. I mean, the edge is still in your favor if you do long this. It's just because it's so bullish still. And we did sweep this low here. I want something more high probable. And I think you let this play out. So right now, I'm not too confident on anticipating price right now. I want to see closure first because I'm still looking for upside, but the price action, the last 10-minute candles here is not really showing that. So until then, I'm just kind of looking at what possibility could go for, which is likely trying to flip this 15-minute and then playing for the swing low here. And let's say that's the case, we'll get closure here. Any retrace back up, we try to slam down like that. So I'm framing that up. This is still holding lots of bullish support here. Next 5-minute close. This 5-minute close is not looking the prettiest still. What is so odd about? You say leg up, but you don't define what a leg is. I need some validation first, man. I'm just anticipating right now. I haven't said what I wanted yet. So yeah, we're gonna get this closure in 7 seconds here. That's not the best closure. It's not the best closure. We'll get the 15-minute closure in 1:30. This is still a good area for to bounce at until we get a 15-minute closure. I want to see this hold really. That's what kind of I'm thinking about, but I can't just join in right now. Because I'm about to make the case for downside in the next 10 minutes if it doesn't bounce here. Chat, what do you guys think? Do you guys like longs or shorts here? I just know that shorts are just too easy to get hurt early. When you're trying to short early, you get whipped. And I would probably prefer trying to look for longs here first. Just don't be too early for shorts. Just isn't good for long. I'm gonna take a piss real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're back. I just want to get ready here. Yeah, the 15 minutes is looking very aggressive here. Very, very aggressive. This is a good pop here, though. This is a very good hold, but now reciprocal, even stronger run down. And if I'm looking at like kind of sessions here, we see Asia consolidated. We see London took a lot of liquidity and big drive up with New York AM just consolidating back in the London range and big drive up. If I were to play this, quick run down, big drive up again. I just need to see the 15-minute confirm here. So I gotta sit on hands first. I just wonder if this gives a closure, if we retrace back up, is that strong enough for us to play shorts here? Because we'll actually probably get the Like we have, if we can invalidate this breaker here on the downside, we'll flip for a bullish breaker or bearish breaker here. But we need to see validation, which I think we're about to get here. Next 7 minutes. It's too early to play. Big push. Yeah, I don't really encourage anyone to try to catch a knife right now when it's free game. We're trying to get a bounce here. I'm gonna have to delete this breaker though. This breaker's not used as much anymore. I need to see this 50-minute close here. This will start the bearish momentum. Nothing yet, nothing yet. It looks like we're just gonna free fall down here. I think some of you guys in chat liked to try to catch this. I think it's just way too early. It'd be pretty dumb to really catch it blindly. Look like some people in chat is short already. I want to wait for it to be before I'm playing something like that. But I wonder where we can get here though. Delete this. Sumo said you never short this. Are you in long right now, Sumo? I think you said you wanted longs somewhere. I mean, I guess if you're holding for a big stop, it might play out because I'm still pretty bullish for throughout the whole day. It's just the right time and place, right? Like it could be a long, but you can have like a lot of drawdown before it playing out to your whatever you want, let's say high of day or something like that. But it can be just short-term bearish, long-term bullish. And if we're just kind of like being like a day trader, we want to be within the momentum on the right side of the trend. Three more minutes here. This thing is going high, Katie said. I like higher too, but this will be the start of the 15-minute flip here. It doesn't look that good. Let's see if we can get this hourly low though. Maybe, perhaps, we sweep that hourly low and flip higher. That could be a game plan here. I think what I said was, as long as this 15-minute breaker holds here, I'm going to try to stay upside, but if we get a 15-minute flip, I'm just going to be temporarily looking for down. Getting a nice drive right now. We didn't get the bearish breaker, even an entry model here. We did the breaker here, and we would have needed a push back inside. Interesting. Big drive there. Some of you guys are playing shorts. Good play for those who took shorts there. Good swing low there. I think we could possibly drive for even another push down to these internal lows here. But we're gonna get a 15-minute flip for sure now. Good stuff for those who played shorts there. Big drive, big drive. That's a deep drive. That's why I hope no one played short too early or longs too early. Because I want to see this tap inside this breaker here. And just retest that, which we could still have one more drive here. I don't think it's even done yet. What can we do here? Trying to come back up. This is a deep 15-minute drive, man. I'm pretty much like, I should be looking at shorts, but I still like on the higher time frame longs. And we just retested like the 15-minute here, so I don't think I want to short this yet. If we do get a nice retrace, I mean, we're gonna be going backside breaker in 5 here. I don't want to short this low down. So I think right now I want to probably be more short-term bullish, just very slim, and see like how we react up here. And if we can get a reaction off of it, then I'll start playing for lower. It's just definitely more tricky than other days right now because it's so rangy. And I can make the case, when I can make the case for like similarly like both sides, that just means that it's not as easy to anticipate. Already trying to come back down here. Yeah, let me see. I think something like this is possible if we can get through the... This is just like how I'm framing it right now. 2 scenarios, and I'm not gonna touch it until I'm more sure of a side. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is gonna be like the low for a while, and then we're gonna get it pushed back up? I somewhat feel like that. Let me look at the chat. 448 from here. So Dono's looking for higher now. $448. What is 448, by the way? Is that something specific? Or am I tripping? I don't know what 448 is. So many people in chat saying that. It makes it feel like it's like an important area. It's just internal, okay. I'm not mad at it though. I'm not mad at trying to go for longs here. It'll be probably tight stop, but you're going for leg up. It's just not... You've seen other longs I did, and I'm able to do like a 10-point stop, and I'm very confident in it. This is not the same confidence. That's why this is probably like a B-, C+ setup. And if we did sweep this low on ES, I think I would try to play it more. You're looking for the breaker here. I'm looking at the open all the way to the wick low here. That's how I marked it out. Maybe that's what you're asking for. We're just keep on retesting this area and failing. Chat, is this bullish or bearish here? Damn. Going for that leg lower here. Good wick there. It's still holding that. Actually, if you're looking at 30 seconds, actually held that area. Held that wick here. So we might get some displacement now. If anything, I would probably try to look for a long confirmation on lower time frame. Scalp this. Put my stop that low. Be like a 10-point stop. And try to see how... We have a lot of like internals here just going the way back up. One minute doesn't really show much. That's why when the 1 minute doesn't really give me lots of information, I'll drop down to the 30 seconds. Like this here. I just want to be short-term bearish or bullish, and then if we can validate for shorts on this retracement, this should drop down pretty nicely. It's kind of what I'm anticipating. But it's not the easiest right now. There's some days where it's like very easy to anticipate. I think right now, I want to see this hold. Good push here. Gonna see if we can push all the 35s. We're in this 5-minute like breaker and a gap. Lots of gaps on the downside just because we left a lot open. Right now, I'm just more tape reading right now than anything. It's looking good though. Looks good for only just that little bit. I mean, that's a good, decent retrace. That could be what we need now to flip back. I would want to see a nice, bigger drive, though. Still don't like anything here. Just right now, idea is short-term bullish, and then more bearish overall. That's why, like, when this happened with this closure here, I'm just still anticipating a drive back inside the breaker. Even though this is bearish, whether you're bullish or bearish, even for bears, ideally you want to see this retap back in to the next PD ray to retest first. It's gonna get a hard time. Probably in the 30s here. It doesn't have to go up or down. It could go sideways today. Will probably be a balanced range. Balanced range is still something you can trade well. You just need a good draw liquidity and then a good bias confirmation. I think more people in the chat are trying to see if this could bounce here first. Well, a lot of people are actually short biased. Maybe because you like shorts or you've been short biased for the whole week and you got hurt on the move up and you're like, it's a matter of time. Hopefully that's not the case because that's a lot of people. They have that mindset stuck. When you just want to really play what you see. Sumo, I feel like you're too fixated on semantics, man. If I say something and then you have like a different meaning in your terminology, it doesn't matter really. I think the same thing when you were talking about the breakers. Like, what if it's like two price levels? I was like, it doesn't really matter as long as we still take the trade. Because I think at that point you might be more focused on being right on the terminology rather than just being right on the trade. It matters. You don't understand why. I mean, like, if you see it as levels and I see it as breakers or whatever, like, it's just semantics. Best case, we both take the same trade, have similar entries and stop, and still win. That's all that matters, really, right? Why do I feel so iffy with this PM session? Like, I feel like right off the rip, this here would have been the most ideal long. It's a unicorn, perfect unicorn. And after that, like, we just melted down. Like, I don't know what would make me bearish here after I saw so many validation, chain state delivery. Like, I don't think I could just play this because it inverted. It's like, that just be like a pattern trader rather than following the narrative or logic. I mean, I guess you could take it and put your stop at the swing high and just see how far you can go with it. But overall, this shouldn't be like, you shouldn't be so fixated on the downside here, which is odd because we just slammed down. We did take the swing low, so if that's objective here, I want to see a potential flip now. All is looking good here. It's just up to you guys if you guys are willing to trade or scalp this right now. I'm not too confident on it. I just think we can get a nice drive back in. So that's like the only thing driving me for potential long scalp. Just seeing if it could really push back up. We're gonna retest this order block here. It's gonna be very tough. I did scalp some back and forth here, just not that big of a gain when I was looking at downside, or like when it was at 415s. Just nothing that I like to really play. Dono's meeting his crypto idol. Anyways, chat, what do you guys think? It's tough. Like, if your longs here, like, you want to see it run higher, but good thing is, like, I feel like since I'm up Asia, I'm not as eager. Like, I'm only looking for another high probability trade. So maybe that does help me, because like if I wasn't like in any trade at all the whole entire day and the day is about to be ending, and like let's say some prop firms like require you to trade, that might be like me trying to force something to try to, I don't know, hit a trade, and it'd be a bad trade. But I'm the mindset like I'm good right now. I just need to see If there's anything more on the table, we'll play for it. That long was high probability. I think down here, I can't really say it's high probability because we already got the 15-minute flip. So like it lacks time frame alignment. That's why it'll be like more. Why it'll be not high probability for me. Some relative highs here, which I think we can do a spike. Lots of wick getting held back here. Another wick down. I'm holding right now. So far, boring session. Just gotta stay disciplined. Is Ninja Trader better than Tradeovate? If you're talking about execution for the platform, I think Ninja Trader would be superior because they do bracket orders and you can do ATM strategies, a lot of advanced things that Tradeovate lacks. But for convenience, Tradeovate's much more convenient because you can just go web, you can go on your phone. I guess Ninja Trader you can do that now too, but I'm talking about Ninja Trader, the platform, like the program, the downloaded version, not the web-based version. Yeah, this is so garbage here. Another retap inside this hourly. I forgot about them. Look at this 15-minute gap now. So this is kind of compelling me that we're going to at least try to fill this 15-minute gap. So it really got longs. I want to see this drive in here. Let's see if we can get a framework for it. Probably not anything up here because it's been just holding down. See if we had good drive in. See the spike here. This is where the change state delivery is, or the order block is too, so I want to see how well it can really even tap in. Hasn't really broke that, huh? Lots of relative highs right now on the low time frame that we're just creating this 15-minute gap, which I think we just want to do one more drive in here and see if we even try to hold it or just more of a wick up, close down type of game. And still, once again, just refuses to break that. Pretty slow. This looks like it's Asia right now. Like, reminds me of what we were doing last night, where we took the unicorn entry, and it just chopped for like 20 minutes, 20 candles basically. And when it was time to really move, it moved. And he was still bullish on the day, huh? Or still green on the day. But in all honesty, I think the better case is like one push up for a leg down, though. I don't think we're gonna even get that big of a push either. If this follows suits, I'm gonna look for low time frame to really play this for the lows here. I need to see a decent drive in though. We're just holding this area. Lots of low resistance here too. I'm just a little starstruck that we can't even get inside this 15, huh? Why is that? I mean, no trades really taken on the stream right now. I'm just watching very carefully until there is something actual. I think I jinxed you. This is what PM looks like every time I watch it. It wasn't like this yesterday, at least. Yesterday, at least got some delivery. And you could read it pretty well. Did the buyers go to sleep? I don't know how many people are trying to long this year, but it's just not that actionable for me. We're actually likely gonna try to go for these low here on the ES now. Good order block here. Yo, we take this ES low, perhaps, and bounce off this, still this this breaker. And that's this OB. That could be something of a strong bounce. This is possible here. If this is the draw I was looking for. I just wanted to see at least this. I'm gonna get a gap on 15-minute here. At least get a leg, a drive in first before, if it's wanting to move lower, before moving lower. Was hoping to rebalance first before coming down. That's what I'm thinking too. Like, that's why it makes sense for like after this low taken for the rebalance first. If that's the case though, like, is this trying to sweep some of these internal lows here before moving higher? And then once we rebalance upside, we can float back down. That could be the game plan here. It's just so many cases I'm trying to make, which makes it very confusing. And that's why I'm not touching anything. It's just drawn for this low right now, guys. Did I mark this? This chart is looking pretty bearish, though. It's starting to look pretty bearish. And if we can get rebalance and respect, I think any shorts that gives after this rebalance. We're gonna play for these lows. We have a nice gap where I want to see this at least get a nice drive in first before flipping. Supposedly, if London closes in the green 75% of the time, New York will close higher. I mean, closes green, New York will close higher. So you're saying New York will close higher than what? Higher than London close? What time is London close in that statistic? I kind of mark my times much different than someone else would. It's part of the edgeful stats, right? I do like data-driven stats, but then again, like, hopefully that doesn't push you to make poor decisions. If you're like, oh, there's an 80% chance it's gonna be right, and then you just get hurt. So we swept these lows here. Took the every lower, higher lows basically. Any longs right now? I think what you're gonna try to do is this is the game plan right now. Get a drive in to this area. It's not like a long entry, but that's the risk for it. You're trying to risk about this low. And you're trying to go for a drive inside of 15 minutes, which it could just really do a quick wick. At least bare minimum, take these highs out. I think that's the edge here. And let me see if there's a 30-second closure above. We already swept this high. Could get a 30-second breaker here, perhaps. Then we might be able to get some action. I think stop under this low makes sense if you take any longs. We didn't get a closure yet. Once again, any setup that I'm taking right now is, I think, still B or lower now. It's just too indecisive, but what I do see is a immediate draw. The 15-minute. This will be a probably a lower scalp. I mean, you could play micros this if you want to. See this good closure here. You guys like this? Something like this right now. And then try to get a big drive back in. As a scalp opportunity, I would want to see if I can get a good entry though. A lower entry. And you're looking for a drive inside this 15-minute. It is just too big of a gap inside like a bullish trend for it to not like fill in, you know? That's like my thought process here. Just put one here. Just so many wicks. Like, why can't we just get this going out? Looks like going for it now. Nope. This is the only actual trade I see, and it's still like a B minus or C plus. I'm gonna drive in here. I need this is a hold now. This is a hold. This gonna look pretty bad for bulls. This is a 30-second breaker that's like somewhat counter trend because the 15-minute is looking for lower. But I'm just surprised how many times it wicked around 428. Well, I did try the scalp, so I'll get stopped. Equal these lows right now. Just one contract. I'll see if I could get a big move back up. Pretty weak. This is what I have right now. I'm probably gonna get stopped here. I try to do it, even though I know this is like a C plus setup. He's still somewhat counter trend. I'm just kind of banking on if I could draw up to this unmitigated gap. I should just not touch anything though. Go back to 1 here. This felt like it was ideally trying to hold though, with this drive in already. Just the amount of times we just got rejected. This area was concerning. Let's see what we do here. Yeah, I just got stopped for 9 points. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, be patient. I mean, I was up pretty good in Asia, so let's see what else we can get. One contract. Doesn't hurt too much. Had to give it a try. Look at ES here. ES just... Whoa. What the heck? Did we just wick that? Dude, part of me wants to try again with another tight stop at this low. This price action is so tricky though. So what I'm seeing is ES wicking this low. Once again, if we did really take out that low, I want to see this move higher. We wicked it, and it just seems to me like this could be potential manipulation again, and that'll be the target here. It's such a very tight consolidation that like it's not even worth playing. But I'm trying to do my best reading this. I just want to see ES low get taken before I even do anything though. That's where it's going to be the closest draw right now. Yeah, lots of people watching today's stream, but today's stream is going over price action that's kind of horrendous. It's actually pretty horrendous right now. There's every other day we would have had pretty good price action. Today is not the cleanest. It is such a tight range too. Like look at this range we're playing in. Like a 20-point range we've been stuck in for a while. I think we're gonna draw to this low here, so. Did we sweep that? So we did sweep that previous low. Still looking at sell side here on ES. Put it on 5 minutes time frame. You see, even the 5 minute looks disgusting. I mean, it still looks like it wants to move lower though. Which I think everyone can tell. Yenon said he's long. Good luck, man. Good luck on the other side. Let's see if it pays out. It pans out for you. What was the chances like we get a 30-second flip? Like I just want to see the risk reward in this. Is this still like decent risk reward? It's like 1-1, and you're still playing against the trend. Unless you go and try to pursue through it. I'm just looking at the first immediate draw, and that's not it. ES here, watch ES. Let's see if we can sweep this low. It's been protecting this low for the longest time. Wait, we had a 2 p.m. candle close. Let me see what the 2 p.m. candle close. Strong close in the hourly here. Wick down. What's a 4-hour looking like? This is what happens when we take a high out here, a high time for liquidity. The 4-hour is just open or close where it opened, leaving lots of a strong wick on both sides. That's a very questionable closure there. Not the best for bulls, I would say, on that closure. That's the first one that's doing that. I'm gonna ask again, chat. Right now, what are you thinking here? Do we want upside or downside? First. $23.58. That's your target. Look at that spike. That spike just got eaten too. Let me look at chat here. Wick up, down, close. ES wants midnight open. Manipulation down. I'm looking at ES to really take out this low here. I think it's just a matter of time before it does. We're gonna slam. We might slam through these lows. So ES did take the low. We hit the order block here. Exactly kind of what I want to see here. If this could rebound from here, be very powerful, but I want to see the next few candles here. And if we get a move under 5806, this bullish breaker would get a invalidation, and we'll be going for the next two liquidity targets, which is this low. That's kind of my last thing I'm riding on. If bulls want to stay alive, they need to hold this 15-minute. If not, we're going for this low. And more importantly, I think this was the yesterday's low that was struggling a lot. But what we did do is tap the order block. Want to see if we can get a flip here. And then likely play on NQ, because NQ is more bullish than ES right now. I think that this is the right draw, though. The draw for lower on ES here. Let's see how NQ reacts now. Let's see if this plays out. Kind of what I'm anticipating. Took the internal low, starting to tap into a structure. If it could hold, get it back above the breaker, I want to see NQ really flow back up. Oh, baby, we're getting something. We're getting something, chat. Just because we have the same direction on ES, we already drew to out low. I want to see the slam higher now. Where the frick is the breaker I have? Oh, there it is. I think this low is pretty good if you want to do a protected low. Tap back and set the breaker now. Yeah, 429 minimum is kind of the target here. Now we got this flip. Tap to set the breaker, which we already inverted, tier 2 on the 30. Which, shit. I really can't see this pressing lower here now. We got a nice tap inside this OB, exactly where I want to see it land here. So like if you were to try to take the tap in, you want to put your stop maybe on this low, like 12 points, and you're trying to go for this high now. Can we get this high? Just kind of want to have one right now. I want to keep my stop under this low. I try to chase it in with that breaker tap in. Not the best entry, but 19s. And we're spiking it right now. Beautiful push. This is that closure I want to see. I'm able to frame this because I like how ES was moving. Let's see how far we can go. Gonna leave one in. This is what I was going for. I try to market it in at the breaker tap. I want to see if I get like exact fill, like where the breaker is. And we did 8. Yeah, it was, where was it on the minute? Yeah, it was this candle here. But I got filled at 19, and we finally got this play here. But I trail it to this previous low at 23 now. I want to see this float. See some of these arrows. All right, let me look at chat. We can do a giveaway while this plays out now. I wanted to wait for the giveaway until price action does something. Chat, how many people were able to grab longs there? Does that make sense? If you couldn't react, I think you want to be very mindful of ES because this is kind of like where I want to play here on ES. If we get a tap back in and respect this order block, we swept the internal low, 15-minute breaker still holding, and the moment we get retap, I basically played the second entry again because we first, I forgot where it was. I think it was like somewhere like 20 here, and we got stopped for 9 points, right? And then I just did it again, like 30 seconds. So this time it worked. So it took 2 tries for this play. First try, it failed because why? ES is still looking for to grab that low. So it's still premature, just teasing that low, saving that for like basically engineer liquidity until after we get manipulation. And then you can see somewhat of a 3-drive pattern here too. Nice, nice. All right, we're gonna do some giveaways now. I'm gonna let that play out. I'm not too convinced yet that we're gonna just be going for the next high. I think we should let this trail, and if we can hold through this 15 minutes, still like slowly build up, that would probably present another long setup. So I'll give an example. I need to show the 15 minutes. Just for an example case here, let's say we're just gonna move up here. If we're still building up, holding this well, I want to see the sweep and then look for a run back up, and then this would be where I start entering again if I'm still if I trailed out this trade or not in this trade anymore. Because if it keeps on running up like this, we'll see a lot of structure get flipped here. So this 5-minute get flipped, most likely this breaker get flipped. But this is basically why you should wait for it to show, wait for it to draw lower first and then flip long. If you just long way too early, you're gonna get hurt, and you don't know if this is gonna be that low or had we gone like another drive lower before we moved up. And it's a guess game if you try this long blindly. All right, we're gonna do a giveaway now, chat. It's gonna be random. We're gonna do the username thing because you guys like that. So I think yesterday we did 3 giveaways. We might have to do another 3 today, chat. Or we might be averaging 3 per day, and it does cost a little bit because each giveaway is like $100, but you know it's gonna be worth it. Nicely done. Just guess one time. If you guess multiple times, I promise you're not gonna have a chance to win. Look at that push. Beautiful push. Part of me thinks like, what if we just long ES instead? We would have caught low of day and just held and go for the drive on the 15-minute on the ES. Just because I'm just looking, this is my last stand for making the bulls case for a long time. So if we did flip this, if it did want to flip this, I'm gonna be bearish for not the whole week, but it's gonna be for this whole session today. And what did we do, guys? We saw this internal low, we teased it on the first candle, the next candle we swept it, and where did we bounce here, chat? 15-minute order block here. And there's precisely why I marked that, saying like, we want to go for this next year. I marked the arrow too, like if we could really get a move back above the breaker, I think NQ can really push higher. I'm about to get trailed out here. It did get a good pop, but when you have a runner going, it could either give you another 10 points, or let's say you get out at the equal low. Like this is just free money here when you trail it up. So it's not like too much of a like, oh, this sucks here for us. All right, we're gonna pick 2 winners. I'll give you guys another 2 minutes here, just so you guys can have a good chance. People are just answering with 100 bots counts. I think the next thing I'll do will be through, no, not the next thing, but we're gonna do through the platform, which would automatically give you the free account straight to your email. We're trying to get that up. I think it's gonna be up starting April. Hopefully in April, it's gonna be good, and it's gonna be seamless, and you're gonna be verified through unique users, so you can't just make multiple accounts to enter. But that's a downside for any giveaway. Let's say I do like a giveaway form. What's stopping someone from using 10 emails? So I really can't really defend that, you know, or win against that. All right. So winner for the 2 winners today, we're gonna do 1 more at the end. It means we're gonna do 3 today. Jimmy Lamb and is that a username? A state to meditate. Was that was? Let's see. The bot said this is a username. I don't know if this is real or not. Or if this is a real person. Seems like a word. All right, stop. If these are you 2, make a ticket to claim the giveaway. Let's see if you guys can claim it first. All right, yeah, all right. You guys are both there. We're gonna do another one at the end of the stream, which is in 40 minutes. We're gonna look for another trade setup, basically. So if you were the two winners, all you gotta do is, I'll actually copy and paste this. Congrats to them. This is that Discord. You just make a ticket. Say you're a giveaway winner, giveaway claim, and then someone's gonna verify if you're the right winner and give you the account. Let's move on. We gotta still keep on trading here. Still looking for a good upside right now. Good push in ES right now. This is like a BPR here, so you're gonna see somewhat of a strong resistance, or maybe perhaps a reaction here, because we got a 15-minute gap that was straight down and then leaving another 15-minute gap. So that overlapping here that we're entering, can be very careful. I should have put my freaking green stop at 430. I put it at this low. I got swept at the bottom tick. That's so sad. It says enter once. Roy entered mailing spam message. We have the bot that really overrides anyone who gets more than twice or more than once, so it's fine. Ooh. How many people still long, chat? Type if you secure the bag, and type if you're still holding. Type hold if you're still holding. Let's see this consensus here. I got ticked out so poorly, man. I put it at this low, and I should have put it at the... I mean, that's just unlucky. I got stopped right there. Or green stopped out. Hold. You guys are holding good. Crazy. That's really good. Because we do have a large 15-minute gap, so this trade here was going for like a 10-point stop. It's turning out to be like 40, nearly 40 points right now. Dude, Suma, I want to flip it back at you. Instead of longing above, maybe you should also consider adding some ICT arsenals to get you more precise entries. Just play devil's advocate here. The same way that you're kind of working with me, like, we literally were able to get it along at a much lower cost basis. And when it started flipping, rather than just holding through all this chop, which we don't even know if we want to take out this low. I don't know where your stop would be, but like, let's say we did take one more drive in for a manipulation. That would hurt a little bit. How much you guys doing good today here? I would be up so much more if I didn't take this first loss here. This took me out like, I think, nearly 200 bucks. Let's just say 200 bucks, and that made me about 350 or something like that. 350 or 400 net. So like, or 200 net. Dude, that's what I'm saying, chat. I promise you, price action is ugly until it's not ugly. And you really have to wait for it. Because, like, this whole area here is just ugly. But, like, you wait for a manipulation, which this is why I also encourage looking at ES. If I didn't watch ES, I don't think I could be very aggressive for this long here. Because I'm anticipating where ES is likely gonna try to tap it and hold. And once I saw that, like, I'm not trying to bottom ticket, but like once I saw that ES came up on the next candle, let's say 408. This is the candle that validated the breaker here. So go on a 30-second, 408 here. This is a candle, and then the next candle, once we validate it, just tap right back in. Same stop again. It'll be sad if we got another 9-point stop, but this time it played out. But yeah, just to add one last thing, Sumo, like that's what I'm saying. Like, what you did is still profitable. I mean, like, if you're trying to do bigger stops, bigger TPs, that's fine. That's why I'm trying to also put you in perspective that I'm also doing tight stop, bigger TPs still, or medium TPs. It's just different risk management. That's why it both works out. If we're at the end of the day, we're both profitable. Nothing. We don't need to change anything. Because you held through some drawdown, I think. I don't know where exactly, but you held maybe like 20, 30 points. I was able to get stopped out one time and then get in on the next one. So it's like kind of even out at that rate, you know? If you're trading on a fund account, you can't trade like me. Wouldn't you have the same risk management though? On the fund and the personal? Just, I would assume personal, people would be more tight on risk. Because funded, you play aggressive. That's for me though, but I don't know if that applies to everyone. Look at that 15-minute BPR here. I mean, I'm not going to short this, but I'm just, if you're holding longs here, you're going to be mindful of what happens when you fill this whole thing here. I mean, I guess we do have the same thing on NQ here, but I'm just watching ES because why ES has been very precise lately. This whole session, ES, I'm able to like look at like the lows and highs and really anticipate it. For NQ, it's a wild card, honestly. That's why I'm using my analysis in ES and playing on NQ. Good work, good work. We still have one more giveaway at the end of the stream. Look at, there's some people that left right at the giveaway ended. They just wanted the giveaway, but that's why we were saving one more, chat. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I hope that people were watching the BPR though. How many people were able to notice this 15-minute BPR? Because this is kind of like the most powerful thing in my arsenal, is watching or like tape reading where key points of price action is, and BPR is one of them. And whether you're looking for shorts, this would be the area to look for. Whether you're holding, and once we enter it, this is a tough area. If you rewind it, I was calling for this 15-minute BPR and watching carefully when price didn't even go inside the 15-minute yet. And that's just how it is, because what a BPR is a violated gap, which becomes an inversion, coincide with another gap. So you have basically two PD rays holding this back. So it's a tall task for the bulls to really go through, especially when we really gave a nice run. So if this was like a bearish trend right now, I would just imagine this is a run to rebalance and fill this for lower, if that's the case here. That's why I close. That's good. That's good. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you want to start noticing this, not because I said it, but hopefully at a certain point, able to see it before I call it out, or without me. Let's say I don't stream that day. Start practicing. Using your eyes and really analyzing. And also the 15-minute breaker. I think a lot of people do struggle with, like, where should I mark the breaker? This is a very clear one here. NQ, we didn't get anywhere near because NQ is much more bullish, but ES here, I don't think I could be bullish if I wasn't looking at this 15-minute bullish PD ray here. And we swept this internal, basically inducing that low, tapping the nested order block inside the breaker and pushing higher. So, I mean, that's just very experienced tape reading, because I have screen time and able to see this. And that makes trading very boring too, because you're waiting for a lot of things to align. And look at this, just gonna flip back down here. I mean, I feel like trading in a way is somewhat like artwork, like someone's saying describe right now. It's just like you want to just see like where can it go if it does this. Let's play this way. You could be wrong though, like just like this. I was wrong here initially. I don't know how I was wrong, because look how many wicks here. Like I'm so sure that low, we took the lower resistance, we took the internals already. I felt confident here, but that is what happens when you're too premature. And then if I was patient enough, I shouldn't have taken this. I should have waited for this liquidity to get taken on ES first, then take the trade. So that's a lesson learned again here. This could have worked though, but it's like more of a coin flip. This was much on trend on side. What do you think about the negative bearish breaker? Do I see that? I don't know if I see a bearish breaker, to be honest here. Unless you're talking about this here, I wouldn't mark this as a bearish breaker. I'm not sure where else. Oh, maybe on ES. Okay, on ES. Not NQ. NQ would be much lower. I mean, we could mark this whole thing here. It's such a big one. I'm not gonna mark the wicks. I'm just gonna take the bodies. That's how I'm gonna frame it, basically. And then what do we have here now? I think this is a good call for whoever said that. We have two breakers right now. One bullish, one bearish, and we're just bouncing here. And then once we validate this one on this closure, we bounce here. We're just going back and forth right now. So we're just more range-bound delivery. And when you know we got a successful bounce, let's say because of a liquidity taken and a flip, you're able to target the next breaker or next high resistance area. And I think that's what ICC teaches a lot too, or not more recently, where he's looking at two breakers and just playing, like if you're looking at a bullish breaker, playing towards the next breaker, and if you're looking at the bearish breaker, you're playing for the next bullish breaker. And that's what I do often as well. I just didn't see this on ES. I only saw this on the bullish side. Either way, that makes this BPR even more impactful because we're sitting against a very large breaker here inside of a overlapping 15-minute gap. So yeah, lots of things to look at in this 2 days price action. What is a breaker? Okay, chat, I'm gonna make a video. I swear I'm gonna make a video this weekend. It's not gonna be edited. What it's gonna be like is maybe a 30-minute video of me just talking about basics. If that's good with you guys, I'll do that and I'll just upload on YouTube. Just because that would help clear a lot of questions. It's gonna be long though, and I'm not gonna edit it. It's not gonna look pretty, but it's gonna be like a lecture video. Because I just really hate editing stuff. It just takes too much time out of my hands. I think that would help the people that are not really beginner or not intermediate or above, because I think my streams are not beginner friendly. I think I know that for a fact now. You need a rough idea of what ICT is, some of the basic concepts like breakers, BPRs, time alignment, and all the other stuff with draw liquidity before you can really like understand what I'm trying to do. But if you just don't know any basics, that might be more detrimental. You don't have a foundation for it. It's in sync. All streamers are asked about the essential. Yeah, okay. Let me do that. It's going to be 30, 45 minutes video posted on YouTube, maybe on Saturday. I need to write down what I'll cover. I think right now, if you guys tell me what you want to go over, I think this will be a beginners more than anything. Let me just see here. I think breakers and unicorn beginners are a must, right? BPR, inversion, time frame alignment. I think a lot of you guys also wanted to see more about how I set up my charts. That could be like a quick 5-minute segment there. Draw liquidity possibly. I think that's a lot of topics right there already. Is there anything else? Why is a 715 not a bearish breaker? 715. Where the hell is the 715 here? I don't know where 715 would be. Is that yesterday? I'm a little confused there. Oh, 12.15. Okay, okay. This one. This can't be a breaker. Why? If you think this is a breaker, I think this is where things get taught or very inconsistent. Because for a breaker, you need a clean sweep. So where would you put your low candle here? Like, let's say this is your low. Is this your high here? And then we sweep down? Like, I don't know where you go. I think the best case, you want to view this whole swing here as a high and push all the way down here. This is just consolidation candles here. And we have a lower high and then push all the way down. This is not a breaker here. This is more of mitigation. If you view like somewhat too close like this on the 15-minute, this is not any structure. It's just more of a consolidation for a full swing lower. Show us how you build a breaker. Okay, I'll do that. How to mark it too. How to mark breakers. Bias video. Okay, yeah, bias. Bias and time frame alignment similar. I'll just go briefly over it. There's gonna be like 5-10 minutes per here. I think draw liquidity I can go over in like 4 minutes. Charts 5 minutes. Bias maybe a little bit longer, be like 6-7 minutes. Inversion BPR is pretty quick. I think it's like 5-4 minutes a pop. And then breakers, maybe a majority of it's gonna be like 20 minutes probably for both these. So we'll have like a 40-minute video. And next time anyone asks me like, oh, what is a breaker? This is gonna be the good part. I'm just gonna send them that video, and like it's gonna be 40 minutes. If you're not willing to watch that video, then you're not trying to learn from me. But yeah, just basically try to learn the basics, and then you can watch a stream. I think I don't really teach beginner concepts anymore. I'm just like, if you know the basics already, I'm reinforcing it more than anything than teaching you new things. So far, this 15-minute BPR is holding pretty well here. I'm gonna delete this. We just failed the whole thing though, so it does have somewhat of a leg or a potential for it to drive lower now. If I'm looking at the 15-minute charts, that's what I'll probably anticipate. But then you look at the 4-hour and the hourly, this is still very bullish. So if the higher time frame wasn't supporting higher prices right now, this would be pretty much an easy short down here. You have a video on breakers. Aren't they pretty simple? I mean, I guess, but like, I think I trade very specifically. So this is where it goes back to the highlights here. I have on my Twitter highlights of templates here, and then like it's more nuanced than what you think, because let's say this case here. Do you ever really think of something like this, like consecutive candles, how you mark them? I mark them open to wick high. That's why I backtested the last candles and the unique candles. Like these are the ways where it really can get more refined, I guess, in my eyes, which is more subjective if it's even better. But I'm not here to prove it. I'm just here to really show how I read it. Can you repeat why this is not a breaker? It's because we have a high here, we have a low here, we have a lower high, and then we have a lower low. This could be mitigation. This is not a breaker. What if you're trying to mark this as a bearish breaker? Here's what you need. You need a high, a low, a high sweep. That's what we're missing here, and then a displacement through that low. So you notice the difference here. One sweeps the high, one doesn't. That's a very clear. I think a lot of people would already understand that. Any indicator to identify the breaker? I think indicators would be good, but like you want to filter out what's a good breaker that's meaningful and what's just like a simple candle here. So let me see if I can find an example of that. Is there a good example here? I don't know. I mean, Of course, these are not bearish breaker candles here. I hope people can understand that. Is there any more that I could? Like, let's say this one. Would you guys mark this as a breaker? This just type in chat. Yes or no. Would you mark this as a breaker here? This would be a probably a bearish breaker if you're looking at the down close. Lots of yes, lots of no's. In my eyes, this would be impossible to be a breaker here. Why? It's because I'm just viewing this as one leg here, one swing here. So when you're starting to zoom in like this, because with that swing, you're trying to make it what it's not, because you're trying to do this here rather than looking at it as a whole swing point. And that's how you filter out what's a good breaker and what's a bad breaker. And you know, another rule of thumb too, like you want to also see a good swing point, and a good swing point is followed by two higher candles. This candle here is lower than the bearish candles with a wicks, by the way. So there's a lot of red flags. If you think this is a breaker, a potential breaker, I think it's impossible for it to be. That's just how, like, you know, you want to simplify it, and then you just drop down the lower time frame, and maybe you'll find something out of it. But you want to. The most important thing is looking at the higher time frames. Can you use the same thing, same error on a lower time frame as a breaker? I'm sure you could. Okay, so let's try this. 10:30, but then you'll get caught up in a lot of messes here. 10:30. Let's see. Just got an example to really run through, kind of on the spot here. 10:30 here. So I mean, let's say we have this high, this low. We have this high, we have this lower low, and we did sweep this low. Would you play this as a breaker? It's possible in the 1 minute. It will be impossible in the 5 because it will be more of a swing point moving higher. But this can't be regardless either. Lux Algo does have a breaker indicator, but I really don't like rely on it or even suggesting it, because it's just something that you should be able to really mark out, because then you'll be relying on like any breakers. Should I have played this short here? It's more hindsight right now, because I anticipated that we could reject from it, but was there a short model from there? It looks like it's gonna fall down. It's gonna fall down like a knife here. This rebalance, simple 15-minute rebalance for lower. Very simple there. Was anyone able to get shorts there? I don't know if I got distracted or it's just not something good enough. This is what Dono showed here. What's this entry here? I'm not sure what. There's a lot of things going on. Is that an inversion, perhaps? I'm not sure. Once again, like, think about this too. At every trading session for me, like, it's always anticipation where price is going. If you're able to anticipate that price could be looking to fill this 15-minute gap, and also anticipate that we're likely gonna show a lot of resistance at the BBR here, that's when you start like peeling off longs and looking for potential lower if the candlestick shows that framework. And what did it show? It basically waked up, filled the whole thing, and started flipping down. Pretty clear cut. Phantom favor. I don't know what that is, but you know. I think we're gonna go for this low now. For us scalpers, this whole move up you're just making money from this, whether you held it for like 40s from 20s for a clean 20 points, or you held it a bit more for like, you know, 40 points. But it's just extra money. On the move down, you're likely getting already stopped out. And then if you had the motivation to flip, which is still pretty difficult, unless you were very anticipating it. I think that's the thing. You have to really expect it to really play this today, because like it's just going back and forth right now. I don't think you long this year though. JCap big on breakers. You know the trade that he made 200K on. I posted this, but the trade that he made 200,000 on, very big, probably one of his biggest days that I've seen him post. The same setup that I took on stream together. Everyone took together basically. Same exact trade here. This is the trade. You guys remember this trade here?
Okay, so
let me see. I'm just gonna mark. And since this was with me and Lantel too, where we had that 15 minutes fair value gap. We had the 30-second flip. We logged it up all the way to
if we bounce about 10 to 15, it's basically
all the way to the buy side high. And the difference is I took it with one contract. He took it with I don't even know how many. So I took one contract. For him to make 200K, which is like, how much is that? 10K per account? He would do like 5 contracts and hold through it. With just, you know, just different levels of discipline. But that's a beast, because I'm like so happy. I'm like, oh, I got one trade, let's go. But then then that's what happened. I'm not really interested in playing anything here. I mean, if anything, we'll just tape read for the rest of the session. But wow, we also hit a peak of 1,000 viewers a day, guys. That's a milestone. There was 1,000 people to really witness us trade. It was a lot choppy. Initially, it was like a session that I didn't really like. That's why I got stopped out one, and then the next one played out very well. Beautiful hits. How long did it take for you to get a 6-figure month? That's the thing. Like when I first started prop firms, like it's all relative. At that time, I was like, I would like 10,000 per month. That'll make my, you know, trading career sustainable. Then once we hit that, it's like, let's do 20K a month. Can we do 50K a month? And then right now we're at the stage of it's like minimum 100K, because we have so many prop firms. Apex 20 counts plus other firms too. Like it's not that hard to really 100K anymore. You see Lanto, I'm gonna make him as a reference, as well as JCap and other people. They're doing so much more, where like if they hit uncapped payouts, they're able to basically 300K, 400K per month. So I'm still a small fish compared to them, because why? I'm not going for big days. I'm just going for like a few $100 per session. So it's very stagnant growth, or very slow growth, but it is what it is, man. Was it in 2022? I have no idea. I think I started prop firms like 2.5 years ago, maybe approaching 3. But I just remember midway of last year is when I started hitting 100K per month, or hitting above 50 to 100, and then now we're just hitting constantly. Why do you scale up? That's the thing. When you're trading so many funds, it hurts to really just continue scaling up. I think I want to just do what I do and just slowly scale up. So like right now, I'm still moving up. I'm still sizing up. I'm adding more firms, adding more funding, adding more size, but I want to do it at a certain pace. Because there was one time where I did it like I think 6 months ago, where I scaled up too fast, and then, you know, a big trade that hit a loss kind of hurt me mentally, because like one trade, let's say you do like 3-4 contracts, you lose 1,000 or 2,000 bucks. I don't know what it was. Let's say $1,000 per account out of 40 accounts. You're down 40,000 a day off of one trade, and it's just based off of preference. You want to do it slowly, and that's what I'm getting more comfortable with. And that's why on a good day, I'll get like 20, 30K per day on all my accounts, which is like $1,000 per account. And on a bad day, it'll be like 10, 15,000 per loss. So yeah, it just it's very slow. What the percentage of trade profits was versus affiliate commission? I did a rant over this over the weekend. I kind of talked very thoroughly about it, which I talked about my numbers for payouts and affiliates, and they're both starting to crack six figures. We're likely going to do another giveaway. We're probably going to end it with a 3 p.m. guess the opening price giveaway, and we're going to wrap that up. Some chat's talking about cars. I don't really. I'm considering getting a Tesla Plaid. That's the only thing. But is that bad right now? Because a lot of people are kind of attacking Teslas and like scratching cars and terrorizing it. The rant was over Twitter. It's not more of a rant. It's more of a transparency post where I just talked about like, you know, numbers and everything. It was just this weekend. Like if you look back 3 days ago, you'll see like 5 posts talking about it. But yeah, one more thing that I've been doing on Twitter. Maybe you guys already seen it, but I've been just kind of taking jabs at Patty. I'm not gonna try to let it affect the trading. That's why I didn't talk about it, but I think you guys seen it. You guys probably seen it already. Oh, he unblocked me. I don't know what it is, but like he keeps on blocking and unblocking and blocking and unblocking. I'm able to look at his post again, and I'm able to follow him here. But this whole week, like the last 2 days, he blocked me like 3 times and unblocked me right like hours later. The Model S Plaid, isn't that like 80,000? Let me see. Model S Plaid Tesla. I'm not really much of a car guy, but I do like Teslas though. 89,000. That's like one. I guess yeah, that'll be costly, but you know what? That'll be probably my first expensive purchase, other than like house payments or anything like that. For myself, really. Don't turn a Patrick. I'm not really doing it to other people. I'm just only doing it to Patrick because it gives him like a sense of compassion, because he's able to make drama out of every war situation with the other person, and when it's kind of turned back to him, which you know it's pretty easy to see that he also got hurt on his Apex, but he only posted about his TradeFi. There's like minus 10k, but like that's not concerning to you. What's concerning is most likely all your fund is getting wiped, which I'm 95% sure it happened. Because that's what happens when you have a bad day. You talk about it, but you only showed a portion of it. Careful if it's new, everyone's burning them up. That's what I've heard lately. So I'm like, should I wait for all this Tesla thing to dial down before I get it? What's your biggest indication if for Asia if it'll be a good mover or a dud? I trade 8 to 11. So what I look at, let's say for last night Asia, I'm just gonna go over what I thought about. So we have this PM high or low here. I'm expecting Asia to be within this range because this PM range is 100 points, and we open up with a new day open gap. We have an Asia low here, Asia high. We suck that low. Still a very tight range, so I'm not really expecting much, but I'm still bullish because why? We have this breaker here. We also have a bearish breaker above, but I'm leaning more bullish here. So once we sweep these lows here, that just gives me the confirmation that let's play longs, and I played longs. Took out the H high. That's where I just TP'd out 20 points, and that's basically it. I'm I think the best thing if you want to trade Asia is look at the Asia highs and lows. And it's gonna keep on redirecting because this was the lows before. Once this got taken out, this is the low, and once this gets taken out, this is the low. So you're kind of playing on the left side, and you keep on moving and moving. Like, where is it more likely to go here? And once you start realizing Asia just typically just is more range bound delivery, and that's why I try to really mark it out. We just make another low on ES here. Very interesting here. Why not a Porsche Taycan? I don't know what that is, but that specific model, I'll look it up. But I'm not really a cars guy. I would prefer like something nice like Tesla. That's more appealing to me. Yeah, I mean it looks nice, but yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything going to change my mind about Tesla right now. It's going to be when I'm going to get it, because I'm not sure if I want to get it ASAP. It's likely in the year, but like if there's still a lot of people terrorizing Tesla, and I'm getting a brand new Tesla that's like 90,000, 80,000, like I would hate to get it hurt. But look at this chat. I want to post this, but I might not. I requested Apex today, or that was yesterday. I just posted in our group chat. Half my accounts because it's qualified is under review right now. This is the third payout. This is the same account that, if you guys remember, if you guys are following my journey, I hit a big red day, man. Off the technical issues, which, like, this is how I'm gonna describe it. Technical issue cost me, I'll say 3K. I should have closed it immediately, but I didn't, just because I always panic when something happens that's like tech error. And I let that run till like 6,500 loss, 6,000 loss. That didn't take me up because I had like 10K plus on that account on each of my funded. So I'm gonna try to see what I split up. And I know I already got denied on that payout once I did that big loss there. So this is a new set. I told myself I'm gonna run this back here. So that's why, like, I'm not trying to. This is the post. This is the post that also stirred up Patrick here too. Literally 200K profits, 100K wipe same day. Doesn't mean I'm blown, because I still have like basically 4,000 per account, and I was able to get that back up to 10K. So this whole loss was recovered in 2 weeks, basically, just very slowly, because I'm not gonna just go the next day to go big. But yeah, I hope I don't get denied, because I got denied on that drop, and I started doing slowly. No, like that big drop. This is already denied. I talked about it too. Like, I'm likely gonna get a denied payout here, which I did. After this is the day where I'm like, I'm just gonna go very slow, and then my next 8 trading days has been just like $500 per day, one trade. No, nothing suspicious, no like anything crazy, for basically 8 trading days, and it brought me back up. But yeah, people count me out because, you know, it's a bad day. They're like, wow, you lost so much, even though like half of it is not on me, the other half is on me. You're not out the game as long as you still have a balance. If you just, you know, start playing very disciplined, being consistent, and just building it back up, instead of just, I could have just like next day played aggressive and try to either make it back or blow the count and just start fresh, or I wait and really play for the new ones. And you know this is the same account because look at the trading days. It's 26 days. But that's something that I always talk about too, where, you know, you can add a new account, but it's gonna be a fresh account. Anyways, okay, chat. Shit, this might be too fast, but if you want to guess the 3 p.m. opening, feel free to do so right now. We're gonna end it with the last giveaway here. I kind of lost track of time here. I'll cut off the cutoff date. One guess per person. Please, one guess per person here. Just one guess per person. I swear, if you guess twice, you're automatically eliminated through our detection. So, if you guys can follow that, that'd be good. This will be the third giveaway for today. And we're gonna wrap this up. We're literally averaging 3 giveaways per day right now. Which I don't know, it's like $300 per day. And if we do it for a whole week, that's $2,000 per week and $8,000 per month in giveaways. But, you know, more chances for you guys to get an account too. Our affiliates has been going up, so we're gonna fund more giveaways. We're gonna give more rebates, any other rewards. That's just gonna be the plan here. All right, 8 more seconds here. Put your last guesses in. I don't know if we're gonna get a spike anywhere. It's gonna be the first user within, let's see, 27 and a half. Let's see. I'm gonna go with 1 tick plus or minus because it's a small range. I feel like someone's gonna guess it pretty close. Someone said 25. Let's see if anyone guesses within 1 tick first is gonna get it. Someone guessed 427. That's within 2 ticks. We're gonna go for 1 tick here. 32, 26 and a quarter. Close. Let's see if we can get the right winner this time. I think last time it was tricky because there's so many guesses. 24. Someone said 27 and a quarter here. Okay, it's gonna be Yusuf here. He's the first one. It's not exactly, but the bot said he only guessed 1 time. We're gonna give it to him. Yusuf Zakai. Congrats to him. If you guys, I'm not gonna be trading more right now. I'll stay for another like 8 minutes. If you guys want to ask questions, I am here. Sit on it. Did you take any trades today? This is the only trade we took here. I did it early. I got about 9 points off, and then the second trade got about 20 plus points. Pretty good session. All right, ask me a question. I'm gonna stick around. This is gonna be a FAQ for the next 5 minutes here. And FYI, if you're gonna ask questions about the video, it's already planned. This is what I have so far. It's gonna be probably a 40-minute video, unedited, posted on YouTube. We're gonna go over breakers, unicorn, how to mark breakers, BPR, inversion, time frame alignment, how do I set my charts, and then lastly, draw liquidity. Hopefully, there'll be the video where I can just redirect people if they're asking like, how do I do this? How do I do this? Try to be as thorough as possible. How much you make monthly on average from prop firms? It varies because I'm really trying to push higher, but it's been just hitting like close to like a little bit above 100. I want to see if I get 200 very soon. I think Apex, if Apex delivers, that's gonna be when it'll break 200. Let's see. Do you stream or commentary on Asia? I never stream Asia. I just send alerts. So I also, here's another thing. I open up the Discord for Asia for everyone. If you guys want to join this, here's a link. It's open right now where you can look at the alerts as well as the Asia channel here. You don't have to be a premium member. It's open for the next 24 hours, which is going to be ending tonight. And you see my alerts here. This is how I trade Asia. I just send a lot of alerts here about the trade. So this is the trade here, the breaker, and I'm looking for play it, and right there on Asia chat, I posted my trade where I put my stop. And you can look at the last 10-15 trading days here too. Just this whole channel here is fully shown here. Just get a better understanding of how we trade Asia. What would you recommend for 1-on-1 for beginners? If I was a beginner, I would probably just learn the basics of breakers, unicorns, and just I think T trades might be a good way to learn. It's a very quick videos, and then really backtest. I think you need a lot of backtesting. Get a screen time, and then backtesting is not the solver of everything. You need a forward test after, and that's where I'm doing basically. Every time I stream, this is all forward testing because you're seeing real candles every moment, and we're trying to anticipate it. So backtesting is like kind of like a quarter of the job. You learn it first, you backtest it, and then the main part, 50% of all trading for me is learning forward testing. Do you recommend TPT 25K start out? I think that's good because 25K no activation fee is actually really good here. My tip would be buy a lot of TPT evals. Why? I'm gonna just post it here. I don't want to review anything that's personal. Okay, I think this is good. This is basically there's more to this, but look how stacked I am. This is only showing like half of it. I can also load more. But TPT, no activation fee right now. I bought 20. I passed all 20 of them. This is in the vault right now, and I can just use this whenever I want. So I don't have to worry about evals for the next hopefully 3, 4, 5 months. And if you confident your skills, I would recommend doing the same thing. Buy a lot of TPT evals during the promo with no activation fee, and then pass it. It will store this past test here, and there will be no monthly charge on it. So you just have it whenever, basically. And you could use our code SMART. If you use our code SMART, you'll get the deal, same deal as the website, but you get 5% rebate on all your purchases. So if you buy 10, you can get like about $5-6 per purchase, as well as resets too. If you also do resets, we also cover the reset too. So TPT promo right now is I think it's 30% off, no activation fee. Let me just see here. Yeah. This is the promo. 30% off, no activation fee right now. And if you buy it through our website with a referral link, you'll be eligible for the rebate. And it adds up, trust me, because if I did the rebate for myself, 20 counts, that would be like a few $100 right there. 30% off, no activation fee, plus a 5% rebate on all these purchases, except Apex here. We don't do an Apex because it's just too cheap. If you pass CFT and have an archive, do you still get monthly charge? Once again, no, you don't get a monthly charge. That's why it's such a blessing, and that's why I've been recommending it. So yeah, make sure you use code SMART on all your purchases so you can get qualified for the rebate. How do you set TP and stop loss after market entry is confusing. I would put stop loss at invalidation of a trade. So let's say it was a inversion here. You want to put it at the swing point low or where it closes under the inversion when it invalidates it. Same thing with a breaker. I'm gonna just mark this as a breaker, even though it's not the cleanest breaker. If you take a market entry here on the first tap in, just put your stop loss under the breaker. That's plenty. And then same thing, yeah, with if you do this inversion here, let's say you didn't take the breaker, you take the inversion instead. This is probably the stop loss. You're going for the move higher. So I feel like your entry also dictates your stop. Why not instead give a 2-week membership for Discord free instead of evals? I actually do both. If you guys were a winner before, I'll let you choose from multiple things. So let me see if I can pull it up here. This is what I have here. If you're a winner at all, you have these choices. You have a 50K take profit trader, which is probably like $80-$70. Growth, which is about like $90. Starter, which is about $90 as well. Or a free month off. I might up it to maybe 6 weeks or something if possible. Maybe more enticing. Or 55 cash. 55 cash is through the website. So these are the options here. And I'm doing 3 per day right now. So people could choose the monthly. Yeah, maybe I'll do 5 weeks just to give it more of a competitive edge. because no one really goes through the Discord. Is a breaker lecture video going to be public? It's going to be public, just to get a lot of people off my back when they ask me, what's a breaker? I'll be like, this is a breaker. What's your monthly income? Just a rough number, can be less or more. Just want to imagine the figures you're hitting each month. For prop payouts, I think this month we're gonna probably, if Apex pays out, it's gonna be like 120, 130, somewhere around there. Last month it was around 100. My expenses was probably like 15, 20,000. This month would be a little bit higher because once again, I go back to my evals for TPT. I bought 20 accounts, which is 6,000 right there on the flat. So like you're investing for the future. So I won't have to buy evals again. The next few months will be very, very low. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's gonna wrap it up here. How many accounts do you give away per stream? It's gonna be based off likes. We did 3 today, 3 yesterday. We might do 3 every day from here. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up here, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you're in Asia's actually open right now, so I posted a link. I'll post it again here. If you want to try to trade with us, there's a free opportunity right now. This would be somewhat of a free trial. Hopefully we get a good Asia session tonight. But this is the link. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Is that the right Discord? Yeah, it is right, the Discord. All right, see you guys.